was an unbelievable turnout at an anti-pipeline rally in Toronto this afternoon. An estimated 2,500 people marching through downtown streets in solidarity with the Wet'suwet'en First Nation. We are live at Queen's Park, where those supporters gathered after their 2-hour march. They spent about a half hour here chanting and drumming before dispersing just moments ago. All of this happening on the same day Prime Minister Justin Trudeau held an emergency meeting in Ottawa to find a solution. A vocal group shuts down a major artery in Toronto. Thousands march on Bloor Street West, drumming and chanting.
It's about time the voices are being heard.
And carrying signs with pointed messages.
It says, if you shut out Wet'suwet'en, we will shut down Canada.
And if their goal is to shut down Canada, it seems to be working.
We need to shut down Canada, and I'm so proud that Via Rail shut down. This is just the beginning.
The protests have escalated across the country, virtually halting all rail service in Canada and forcing the Prime Minister to cancel a trip overseas in order to find a solution. It has been 3 days since blockades forced Via Rail to cancel all trains across the country. CN Rail also shutting down significant portions of its networks. Sparked by anti-pipeline protests and what Wet'suwet'en supporters call the RCMP invasion of their territory. And today the Prime Minister is back in the country, cancelling his trip to Barbados, where he was to meet with Caribbean heads of government this week, instead convening an incident response group in Ottawa to find a solution.
We had a good meeting this morning of the incident response group, discussions with ministers. I made some phone calls to Indigenous leadership as well as to a number of premiers. I understand how worrisome this is for so many Canadians and difficult for many people and families across the country.
And the government's got to step up and do a whole lot better. We don't need pipelines.
It really goes down to the base of our Indigenous people and our Indigenous land. It's time to care and love her and love them again. And we should never have stopped.
What do you think of this turnout here today?
Unbelievable. I didn't think it was going to be so big.
Ahead on City News, we speak with Via Rail passengers who have been affected by the blockades. As we told you earlier in the show, thousands of people gathered in Toronto today in support of the Wet'suwet'en First Nation in BC, joining protests that are happening right across the country that have forced Via Rail to shut down its service across Canada. We had a chance to speak with passengers at Union Station today who are frustrated by the stoppage. When did you find out that the trains were all cancelled?
Just now.
Oh, how are you feeling?
It's disappointed, yeah.
Do you know what you're going to do now?
Maybe it's bus or Uber.
Uber to Ottawa?
Yeah.
Were you disappointed to hear that the trains are cancelled?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, it'd be nice to go somewhere.
My train back here was canceled, so I had to take the bus. And then she was going to come with me to Ottawa for reading week to stay with me. So yeah, both of our trains got canceled.
How are you feeling about that?
It's a little annoying, and I had to spend more money on a bus ticket in the end. So yeah, it's just inconvenient.